Hey there guys, this is JohnnyBoyJohn, just bothering you again, this time straight from the realm of World of Warcraft. Go figure, right? I do other things other than supporting League of Legends. It's almost like I need to get away from my friends who I play League of Legends with in order to actually have fun while playing video games online. But just don't tell them I said that, because they're all sensitive little flowers. Anyway, this is just something fun I like to do. If you come into Karazhan, you come into this particular room, when you're in here, you'll know it. It's just past the Guardian's Library, as you can see on the mini-map. If you open the map, it doesn't give you any real details about it, but you get to see your character opening a map, which looks pretty bitchin', especially when your character looks about as fine as mine does. Anyway, what you do is, as you saw, you just sort of face this book, jump up it. The first jump, you need to be running forward. After that, just jump and then press forward, otherwise it won't work. Anyway, if you're an engineer, it's basically the only way to get it to work. Have yourself some nice rocket boots extreme. The belt tinker also works in this case. Climb up to the top of this bookshelf and then aim yourself at that wall over there, if I remember correctly. Anyway, from there, just take your form of preference, in which my case is Moonkin form. Cue up your boots, run and jump. Ooh, that was scary. Anyway, you're now outside of the instance. There's Karazhan way over there. As you can see, you really just sort of disappear, like, bam, and you're gone. But what's the point to this? Really, there isn't one, to be honest. I mean, it's just something fun you can do if you like exploring outside the boundaries of the world. As you can see, I'm equipping my Darkmoon card Twisting Nether because I'm a scrub, but I need some insurance in case I die, because otherwise it'll be really embarrassing. Oddly enough, that trinket has saved me many times. Anyway, if you don't have cap form and heals to sort of get you through, just sort of wait for parachute cloak cooldowns along the way, and just make your way down step by step. And as you can see, and as I'm sure you've noticed, you see this fancy little troll village coming up here. This is an area of Zul'gurub, as you may be able to tell. I'm not sure what it's doing in Karazhan. If you open your map, as you can see, you're not really on the world anymore. In fact, here's the boundary for Karazhan. But yeah. I mean, you're outside of everything else, and it all looks pretty neat. I mean, it's trolls with, you know, Duskwind ground, I guess, untextured. And it's just a tiny little troll village. Nothing really, nothing interesting to it, obviously. No NPCs, just the buildings. Of course, it looks really neat. Like, as you can see, you got floating rock bridges over there. Well, not floating rock bridges, but floating bridges that go from rock to rock. Lead into the empty void of nothingness that not only resembles my soul after a few games of League of Legends, but is also pretty neat looking on its own. And of course you can walk across it, I imagine. Let's see, yep, fully functional. And it leads you up to a pretty nice view of nothing. Yeah, this is probably where I'm going to see if I can find myself in some sort of nice location that isn't this, and I'm going to be doing something that's cool that isn't just trying to run up mountains that I've already run up twice. So you guys just hang out for a second while I use the magic of video editing to find my way a cooler place to be. There is no escape. There is only torment, suffering, and this endless void of silence. I can't deal with it. Just can't take it. Son of a bitch. Yeah, of course that wouldn't kill me either. We're inside the instanced version of the outside world. And if you're doing this yourself, please do be careful if you're not a druid, as tumble damage will take you down pretty quickly. And just as before, there are no NPCs outside. Everything's pretty quiet. Hey look, you can see, there's Nightbane dead right there, so as you can see we're actually inside the instance, just to, for the sake of clarification. Everything's more or less the same, everything looks exactly the same, everything works the same, more or less, only with a complete lag. Don't walk in front of the door. Anyway, so as you've seen about 5 times, I'm really good at jumping over the troll village. To not just jump over the troll village, all you have to do, simply just, I'm going to pop cat form first for safety's sake, but then just walk off the side, parachute cloak before you hit the bottom. Take it off before it makes you float away too far. And you're good to go. See how awesome that was? Perfect. Anyway, so now, as you can see, we're back again outside of instanced Karazhan. I'm not going to cut my stupid mistake because I think it'll add depth to my personality. And you guys can see just how good at video games I am. And I'm going to take a bunch of damage there. I'm not going to get stuck between the spikes. Perfect. And we're back in this trashy village. We're going to take a long way around to the anywhere near the entrance. There's teleports right outside. As you can tell by the light there, we're still inside the certain of the while we are not necessarily. There's really only one more thing to show in this tour. And that is that if you head towards, if you know your sort of way around Deadwind Pass, you'll know that there's an ogre camp not too far off from where, as you can see, there's not actually a side to this part of Karazhan, so you can see inside of it, which is really neat actually, because see, you can see the architecture on the inside. There's the pathways used to get up to Night Main. Just hugging the wall so I get the proper orientation where I'm going, which is around to the other side of Karazhan, which is not made from this side, which does get very disorientating. Anyway, so it was this way all along, it seems, and I was just going about not going this way for the sake of it, because this lake looked dirty, and I didn't want to get anywhere near the filthy water, because, it's gross, like, screw that. So you slowly get your way up here, blam. Okay, there's the front of Karazhan. We did it. Oh my god, we finally did it. And I'm not going to get too close because I don't want to get ported back inside because, oh my god, would that be a hassle? And I just wouldn't deal with it because I don't even like you guys that much. I'm just kidding. I love you just like I love myself. Anyway, continuing along, if we continue our trip over towards the ogres, there's a certain spot where the walls start to get really weird. Preserve my pride. But, because, that's all I have anymore. Really, it's, all I have is preserving it. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. This is actually looking really familiar. The last time I did this, I had a nice little YouTube video sort of helping me out. See, we're starting to zoom in on ourselves, which means we're starting to pass up to a wall, which means we're just going to start, oh, it's right, there, we did it, oh, we did it. So okay, so look, this is what you're looking for. This area right here, and then bam, you're teleported into the nether space. Oops. And it's kind of wonky if you have your camera zoomed out really far. But yeah, you'll recognize this spot. This is actually where you fight Prince whatever. Prince Malchazar. Isn't that awesome? And there's a lot of weird walls here, but if you just sort of like run around, eventually you'll just sort of, you can run around them and kind of avoid them as best as possible. And then eventually you'll get to different spots by running around properly. But yeah, check this shit out. Oops. As you can see, it takes a lot of fiddling to get it just right. But you can actually run over there, I remember. And if you remember, like, this is that weird twisted version of Karazhan. It's as you can see, it's actually deformed. It really doesn't have a very well-defined shape. It's all kind of lumpy. And the epic music just kicked in because we're in an epic spot. And if you look, there's that weird spiky pillar. This is the area it's described as... Thank you, World of Warcraft. Described in between dimensions. And as you can tell, nether space. And you can see on your map, here you are. You're inside Karazhan. You're off to the side of everything. And you get a pretty good view of how things look. Like, you can see this, like the weird little hollow building right here. Now there's nothing really inside of it, so you're not going to phase through to anything. And, just sort of walk around, check everything out. Ooh. There's a skeletal griffin, which, as many of you may or may not know, fly around the outside of Karazhan when you're inside the instance. This is part of a, what they wanted to do is have a sort of flight system to sort of get you around the castle, but they never really implemented it. Just a nifty little fun fact. But this is basically the height of the tour. We can do it, guys. We can get out of here. I have complete faith in us. This nice work. Ah, whatever. You guys get the gist of it. Let's just teleport outsies. Well, guys, this has been Mishuun, a.k.a. JohnnyBoyJohn, a.k.a. Eilthis, giving you a little tour about one of my favorite parts of Karazhan. So, hope this video finds you guys in good health, and if it doesn't, hope you get better. You know how things are. I just made a video for you. It's just for you. Just for you. Anyway, y'all, I loves you. Thanks for watching the video and dealing with me.